One of the most important things that we can do as parents, as educators, to mentor, to coach, to raise up students is sometimes have boundaries for ourselves and sometimes pick and choose exactly what we will coach and what we won't coach. And I've just learned that when you're coaching, a boundary for myself is that I try to amplify the strengths I see in a child rather than pointing out the weaknesses. If I spend all my time as an educator or parent improving a child's weaknesses, I merely point them out and they'll probably have them their whole life. If I amplify those strengths and encourage that child to play to those strengths every day, those strengths grow and the better version of themselves emerges.
Those are the things I look forward to today, is getting to share my life with my family. In the past, growing up, I had those things. I had experiences with my family. I had values that were instilled in me, and I lost sight of them for a while, but being brought back to those things and being able to practice those and hopefully being able to pass those things on to, my future kids, being hardworking, trustworthy, things like that, as well as just spending family vacations together and, family dinners and things like that. They give you memories, that you're never going to be able to take away.
Boundaries are difficult because boundaries do not make you a popular parent. And for you kids, you don't like boundaries. I'm yet to find a child who says, yes, boundaries and limits, I love it. So here's the important thing for parents about boundaries. You need to set them, you need to remember them, you need to follow through with them, and the hardest part is the consequences when they don't follow through with those boundaries. Kids need limits. They need that, and they need those boundaries, and they need to see that you're following through with them.
So setting examples is huge because kids want to know, at least I can only speak from my experience, you want to know what a healthy relationship looks like, and you want to know what it's supposed to be like. And if you're not able to provide that for your kid, and you think everything's fine, so mom and dad argue, so be it. Dad sits on the couch when he gets home from work every day at 5 or 6, whenever it is, and first thing he does is goes and pours a drink because it's a long day and that's how dad relaxes. The message you're sending your kids is, this is how you deal with life. This is okay. This is acceptable. So kids are going to look to their parents and say, what do I want to look like as an adult? And if there's unhealthy relationship patterns that are at place at home, take the initiative. Change your relationship, even though that might be scary as all can be, because that means things got to be different. Show them what healthy communication looks like. Show them what talking about problems actually is like, and that it's safe and it's okay.
Values, I think, are very important because seeing that from your parents growing up, you kind of, even if you're not going to take the core values that your parents are setting forth to you, it kind of gives you an example of what would you value in life. Kind of gives you a tester of, well, if my parents kind of value family gatherings and they value compassion or they value trustworthiness or kindness, etc., it kind of gives you a tester of how do you want to navigate the world when you grow up.
I think that the reason that people struggle with anxiety or depression or stress or suicide is that there are no boundaries in their life. There's no boundaries surrounding their stress, their schedule, their relationships, their own internal boundaries of their self-worth and self-esteem. And it's learning how to set them, and setting them will completely change your mental health and how you cope.
No matter what we did, my parents were always there, and they always told me that they love me. And as long as a child knows that their parents are there for them and they have the unconditional love, the child will come back to you when there is a situation where they are in turmoil, and they will come back to you and they will seek help from you or open up to you with their issues.